guys, this is Svetlana from Kamui Cosplay, and today I'm going to show you how I made my Cinobra armor from Monster Hunter Part 1. This costume is taking me far longer than expected, and it has nothing to do with me playing Monster Hunter World all day long. Just like for the dual blades in my last video, you can watch it here, my main material for the armor was simple EVA foam. You can find links for all tools and materials I used in the video description. And do you know what else is in the video description? A link to buy my books. So, if you want to get into cosplay as well, make sure to check them out. And now, let's start the video. My main references were this drawing from the official artbook, the in-game model, and this awesome action figure. So let's begin with the breastplate. To get a proper pattern, I covered myself in plastic wrap and duct tape. Obviously, Benny helped me a bit. Following this, I used a Sharpie to draw out the shape of the breastplate and all its details. So far so good. I carefully cut myself free and got some lovely pattern pieces this way. Afterwards, I traced all the shapes to 5mm thick EVA foam and cut them all out using a sharp box cutter. And that's how all my individual parts looked like. Next, I connected all pieces with contact cement. To make the booby cups nice and round, I evenly heated up the foam and pressed it over an acrylic sphere while it was still hot. See? Nice and round. Next, I connected the remaining parts of the breastplate. Looked good so far. Mitten, of course, needed some attention too. Then I was able to add more detail layers on top. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Yay! Just the scales were missing now. And as you might have guessed, I also wanted to light them up. So I soldered wires onto some LED strips, glued them all around the breastplate, made a circuit, typed some code for the Arduino, and the first test worked out great! Yay! Now for the top, I used a white, slightly translucent EVA foam called Plastisode 45. I drew on some scales, cut them out, brought them into shape with heat, and glued them on piece by piece. There were a lot of scales, but the result looked pretty nice. Next, I just burned some texture into the foam with my soldering iron. Okie dokie, now let's paint. Benny used Flex Bond as a primer. He applied 3 layers with a big flat brush, and after some weight, it dried out shiny but translucent. For the next step, he used airbrush colors from Vallejo. He began with spraying the scales with an ivory color and then added more and more shades on top. As you can see, it got darker and darker with every step. After he was done with the scales, he covered them in masking tape and began applying a very bright blue. Next came some more shades here and there, and this was the result. The same steps also for the back piece. Finally, he painted the metallic looking front with silver. This part also got some dry brush weathering. After getting rid of the masking tape, this is how the breastplate looked like. And here's the back. To protect his paint job, Benny then applied a matte spray varnish. For the attachment, I just made simple belts with Velcro tape at their ends. I glued them inside the armor pieces and secured the edges with more hot glue. The counterpart got directly glued onto the foam. As you can see, I added some belts at the top and the sides. I know this looks very professional, right? Like a pro! Finally, I glued a thick red cord to the front and the back. If you look at the inside, you can see the Velcro and a bunch of wires. Easy! This is how the attachment worked. Oh, just belts and Velcro. And just like that, the breastplate was done! Yay! I really like that the lights are still visible through the paint. So shiny! Next, it was Zelda's time for some tricks. Bang! Good girl. On to the shoulders. I first drew a rough pattern on paper. Looks okay. Then I traced it on foam, cut it out and glued the whole thing together. I used the same pattern to make some additional scales, dremelled the edges nice and spiky, added some texture, and burnt more details in with my soldering iron. Then I attached all parts with contact cement and finally got the basic shape. Next, I wired up and glued on 3 LED strips and covered them with more white scales. A bit more texture and the right shoulder was done. The left shoulder was easier. I made a basic shape and added some textured pieces on top. Above that, I placed more elements and did a little mounting test. I don't think I need to explain the paint job again, so whoosh! Here's the painted piece. A red cord on top was all that was missing. Same steps for the right shoulder. Whoosh and done. After painting, I applied a strip of white faux fur all around. I wetted it a bit with a grey Copic marker and made it spiky with some hairspray. I really liked that fluff. Oh, and here's the light test. And all parts together. Next, the hip armor. Once again, I drew a freehand pattern, cut it out, and made a paper dummy to check the proportions. Looked close enough. I traced all pieces to 5mm EVA foam, brought them into shape, added more layers, drilled holes with this hole-making thingy from Foamworks, and made other holes with a sharpened PVC pipe. And here was my little test. The only part lighting up here was the back. As always, Benny did the paint job and sealed all pieces with spray varnish. Meanwhile, I grabbed some black faux leather, cut out a long strip, and sewed a simple belt with some Velcro at the end. Next, I hot glued some fabric loops into the armor pieces and slid them over the belt. You can see it's really simple. Just need some adjustments. Now I added more fur to the hip plates, wetted it, made it look spiky, and pulled red cords through the holes. Finally, I just laced all parts together, and the hip part was done as well. Woo! And here are all the pieces so far combined. This was pretty fast, right? Oh, the magic of video editing! So, what's your favorite monster in Monster Hunter? Let me know in the comments. My favorite monster is the Zinogre, and I really hope they will add it to Monster Hunter World in the future. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe to our channel or check out Patreon to support us making more videos like this. So, thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye bye!